Hello and welcome. Federal government unveils new national strategy for scaling up testing for COVID-19. Oil Workers Union, Pengasine, accuses police in Rivers State of illegally detaining ExxonMobil offshore officials. Governor Nyesom Wike confirms arrest, saying it will be a test case for jurisprudence. Residents of Ikorodu in Lagos State received stimulus packages from the state government barely 24 hours after Channel's television story highlighting their plight. World Health Organization warns that Africa could become the next epicenter of coronavirus outbreak, says pandemic is likely to claim at least 300,000 lives in the continent. Plus, business, sports, news from the FCT Abuja, and later from our studios in London.
On Business News tonight, China and G20 countries approve debt relief for Nigeria and some other countries to reduce the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on their economies.
On Sports News tonight, Nigeria Football Federation confirms the current football season will be concluded within 6 to 8 weeks of the reopening of the country.
Foreign Affairs Minister confirms that racism against Nigerians is on the increase in China. Demands explanation for discrimination against Nigerians in Gansu province from Chinese envoy.
The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has unveiled a new testing strategy for COVID-19. According to the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Dr. Chikwe Ekwazu, the new strategy will help the agency scale up testing for the virus. Over 7,000 samples have been collected and tested by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control since the outbreak of the virus in Nigeria in February this year.
Welcome to the national briefing.
The daily news briefing by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 provides a platform for the government to inform citizens about how it is managing the pandemic.
The DG NCDC.
At this news conference in Abuja, the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control informs the gathering about a new strategy to scale up testing for COVID-19.
Today I'm pleased to announce that the national strategy to scale up access to coronavirus disease testing in Nigeria is now ready, and we've put it up on our website, covid19.ncdc.gov.ng. So we have quietly put our heads down, worked with our partners, developed our strategies, made our plans, and now we're ready to scale testing in Nigeria. Now, as you know, COVID-19 is unlike anything we've ever seen, and it has required a lot of very fast critical thinking to come up with a way of responding to it. Now, although this is an evolving strategy, it was important to define all aspects of it.
SGF, sir.
The chairman of the Presidential Task Force warns promoters of fake news to desist from such acts as it undermines efforts to stamp out the virus from the country.
I want to use this opportunity to emphatically warn all purveyors of fake news capable of misleading the public and causing destruction in our collective effort to fight this war. The objective of the restriction orders is to save the lives of Nigerians from the pandemic and not to cause pains.
From 305 confirmed cases of COVID-19 as at the 10th of April, Nigeria now has well over 440 confirmed cases of the virus. The Ministry of Health attributes the surge to community transmission.
This recent marked increase in the numbers of new COVID-19 cases is traceable to scaled up implementation of our new case finding strategy, as well as the result of rising community transmission. It means, of course, that the lockdown is yielding some of the results.
However, beyond the scary data of confirmed cases, is this ray of hope?
Several persons who had COVID-19 have been successfully treated and discharged as proof that most people do survive the disease.
Coronavirus is a new disease that is still being investigated by scientists across the world with a view to finding a cure.
The Kano State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ibrahim Sanyawa, has confirmed that 4 members of the state task force on COVID-19 have been infected with the coronavirus. This comes as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says its rapid response team is supporting the Kano State government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a tweet on the NCDC's official Twitter handle, it explains that a training on contact tracing was conducted in the state this week to help in curtailing the spread of the virus. The agency adds that a critical part of its response to the pandemic is for a rapid response team to be deployed to each state once the first case of COVID-19 is confirmed. Meanwhile, there's some cheery news coming out of Edo State as 5 patients earlier diagnosed for COVID-19 have now been discharged. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Patrick Okundia, told journalists in Benin that the released patients have gone through all the required tests and are returned negative. He adds that the 6th patient is almost ready to be discharged, with only a few details left to be sorted out. According to him, there were 121 suspected cases of COVID-19 in Edo State, out of which 15 tested positive. He explains that all the positives have been receiving treatment in isolation centers at the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, the Urua Specialist Teaching Hospital, as well as the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, has accused the police in Rivers State of detaining some ExxonMobil offshore officials illegally. A statement from the association says the Commissioner of Police intercepted the officials who were on their way to Port Harcourt from Akwa Ibom State on Thursday. It adds that the Commissioner rebuffed all explanations and forced them to move to Elekana Stadium in Port Harcourt, where they have been detained, verbally assaulted, and starved under the pretext that they will be subjected to a COVID-19 test. Pengasin also affirms that the Rivers State government has allowed other international oil companies carrying out essential services to move without any hindrance. In the meantime, Governor Nyesom Wike has confirmed the arrest of the 22 ExxonMobil officials who allegedly violated the state executive order on COVID-19. He says the 22 ExxonMobil officials will be used as a test case in legal jurisprudence in the country. Governor Wike says although security agencies advised that the arrested oil workers be allowed to go back to Akwa Ibom State, he insisted that justice must take its course because no one is above the law.
ExxonMobil. I saw letter written by Pengasin. You know, like this country, you don't understand Nigerians. You don't. You know, I feel so bad. ExxonMobil brought in 22 people to Rivers State without telling us so that they will be quarantined and be tested. Now, what everybody is tested is, oh, they have a permit to come to Rivers State. Oh, so even if you have the coronavirus, you should enter. Then all Rivers people will die. Me, I don't have 10 billion naira to make sure that I set up several centers to treat them. I don't have it. I want to say that now they are playing politics in Abuja. This will be a legal litmus. We will fight this one. I will die, even CPM, all of them, security agencies, they've all run away from me because they have their orders from Abuja. Hey, don't put your hand. I say we should go. This one, there's no law that says it's only police that can charge anyone to court. I've told my attorney general to file an information against them, and we'll go to court. It's not, you see, when a civilian government, when a democracy, we're not in a military government, where you sit down somewhere in your own office and direct me, elected by how many people?
And now, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu has ordered the posting and redeployment of the police commissioner in Rivers State, Dandaura Mustafa, to the force headquarters in Abuja as CP Provost. In his place, the IGP named Joseph Mukan as the new commissioner of police in charge of Rivers State Command. This is confirmed in a statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, Mr. Frank Kumba, who also named Mr. Musa Adze as the Commissioner PF Police Anti-Fraud Unit. The IGP asked the affected commissioners of police to discharge their duties diligently and professionally. The transfer of Mr. Mustafa from Rivers State is following the controversial arrest of Caverton helicopter pilots and ExxonMobil officials on the orders of Governor Nyesom Wike. Now, a former COVID-19 patient who tested negative to the virus after undergoing treatment in Lagos has been sharing his experience before and after his recovery. Mr. Bukola Olopade, a former commissioner of sports in Ogun State, says he was sick to his tummy when he tested positive to the virus, but the support he got from friends and health officials kept him going.
Whilst I'm praying for people not to catch this, I'm also begging and appealing to people, especially those that can influence, because I am an influencer in the society. I have a lot of young people in Ogun State who look up to me, and I'm very glad that a lot of them have reached me to say, after they saw my video, they now believe that COVID-19 is real, and since then they've started practicing social distancing and respecting all the advice from the Ogun State government. People should just trust the healthcare workers and go out and get tested. The joke will be on the person that is stigmatizing. Because the truth of the matter is, once you've gone through it, you've been treated, and you're negative, you are the one who should be careful of people who've not had it, who may be asymptomatic and may not know. And so the care is for you not to be reinfected and not for you to infect people. So what would be the essence of stigmatizing anybody if really and truly those of us who have gone through it, who have defeated it, are the ones who should be careful of those who don't have it yet. I think the education must go out to let people understand that stigmatizing people like me who's had it will be ludicrous, because science has shown that it is those of us who have beaten this virus that must be careful of those who have not had it, and some who may be asymptomatic, who may reinfect people. So we are the ones who are being careful now. And that was why I said to you when I saw you left, that, hey, my friend, social distancing, don't come near me, because I don't know if you have it. May God not let you have it. But I'm more careful now. But on sober reflection, all through my stay there, seeing the wonderful work the health workers did, I started thinking of how I can also influence my rich friends, and a whole lot of other people that I know, to come together and create a support system for government health workers.